We're all good? All right. Let's pray, and then we'll get started. Dear God, we thank you so much for today. Thank you so much for tonight and this time that we have together, and for everyone that's here, God. And I just pray that this discussion is a really great time, and that we learn so much more about the book of Revelation, and about you, and about the end of the world, and about everything we need to do to start preparing ourselves for the end times. And I want to pray for those that aren't here as well, that they're doing okay, that they're safe and sound and doing all right. And we just pray for this next hour or so, that we'll just really lock in and focus in on what we need to learn, and hopefully take a few things away from this, God. So thank you so much for this time. We pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, we have made it to Revelation chapter 17 and 18. We got 3 weeks left of Revelation, guys. Wow. It's crazy. And today, so last week, well, let's go back to last week really quick. What did we learn about last week? So last week, we did the 7 bowls, right? Mm-hmm. The 7 bowls of Revelation. Really bad stuff. Was not fun to go through. So there were 7 seals, 7 trumpets, and 7 bowls in Revelation. Obviously, last week we went through the 7 bowls. So with those 7 bowls of wrath completed, this is more, what we're going to go through today is more of it's like taking a step back for a moment. It's like, okay, you've seen the destruction. Now let's look at it from afar a little bit and just see everything that's going on. We're going to see Babylon in ruin. We're going to talk about Babylon. We're going to talk about a woman, a very bad woman. We're going to get into that. She's not a good girl. So, it's probably could have said that better. So chapter 17 and 18, they form a pair with the final 2 chapters of Revelation, 21 and 22. History is framed as a contrast between 2 cities, one built on human pride, one descending from God as grace. So that's Babylon. Babylon is not good at all. So getting into chapter 17, we're going to talk about the great prostitute, that's the woman, and the scarlet beast. We're going to talk about what's up with her. Who is this woman? What's going on? Why is she being naughty? I don't really know, but sorry. I just need to shut up. Let's dive into chapter. Please delete all of this from the recording.
No, I'm gonna base boost all of it.
Oh my gosh. Would someone like to read, please? Let's read about this. Revelation chapter 17, verses 1 through 6. Who would like to read that?
I can.
Thank you.
Then one of the 7 angels who were holding the 7 bowls came and said to me, "Come here, I will show you the judgment on the great harlot, who lives near the many waters. The king of the earth have had intercourse with her, and inhabitants of the earth became drunk on the wine of her harlotry. Then he carried me away in spirit to a deserted place where I saw a woman seated on a scarlet beast that was covered in blasphemous names with 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was wearing purple and scarlet and adorned with gold, precious stones, and pearls. She held in her hand a gold cup that was filled with the abominable and sordid deeds of her harlotry. On her forehead was written a name, which is a mystery: Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. I saw that the woman was drunk on the blood of the holy ones and on the blood of the witness to Jesus."
Okay, thank you. So what do we see here in these first 6 verses? We're seeing one of the angels had the 7 vials. One of the 7 bowls said, "Come here, I'll show you unto thee the judgment of the great harlot that sitteth upon many waters." So we see this harlot, this prostitute, whatever you want to call her. Not a good person. And she's sitting on this, what is it? Sitting upon a scarlet-colored beast is what it says in my version. I think other versions say, I don't know what other versions say, but just some type of beast, essentially, with 7 heads and 10 horns. And I think the interesting thing, too, and then you guys can bring up some points, but because I'm just trying to figure out, like, who this woman is. Like, why are we hearing about this woman? What is going on? What is going on over there? I don't know. And
sits on many waters.
Is that what it says?
I mean, that's what mine says anyway.
Where does it say that?
Oh yeah. Verse 1.
In verse 1?
Come, I will show you the judgment of the notorious prostitute who sits on many waters. That's just the wording in mine.
Yeah, I see that too, yeah.
Someone had this for me.
Right, like
On many waters.
Is it like a representation of sin over multiple,
the 7 seas.
or is it
Zoom out.
So you're suggesting, because this is, Dubai, which Dubai we've discussed before, right? That's what we believe Babylon is, correct?
Yes.
Babylon, which we're going to read about in the next chapter, they're very bad. They do a lot of bad things, and they're destroyed in chapter 18. And Dubai is surrounded by a lot of water. So very possible that she might just be in that water, just chilling in
Right.
I don't know. Maybe she's got a bed on the water somehow. I don't know.
I think
But-
that's maybe a figure of speech because all the water on Earth is no lack of water. So maybe she's.
Oh, true.
you know,
Oh, that
it's
is
all-
true.
It's all blood. Good man's blood. So maybe.
It does say I saw a woman was drunk on the blood of the holy ones and the blood of the witnesses to Jesus at the end.
Are you kidding me right now? Where did this come from? Where the heck did this come from? What does this mean?
terrifying.
You're gonna have to look it up on Google.
I'm surprised he hasn't done that yet. This is cryptic.
That's so cryptic. How dare you? I have a class to run.
Please do.
Yeah, I forgot.
I can't believe you. Okay, I also think it's interesting to note too. In verse 4 it says, "Shoot, the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color." So what do you guys know about purple from the Bible?
I know it's like one of the most precious dyes, the hardest to get, one of the most expensive things.
Exactly.
All of the things it explains, like earthly treasures.
Right. Things that only hold earthly value, things that are just sought in like an immediate gratification, purple, gold, stones, things that
Reminds me of a vampire.
things that will pretty much stay here after we pass.
Yeah, it's like, especially in those times, or like anytime you read in the Bible, it's like anyone wearing purple or scarlet. You're exactly right. It's one of the hardest, probably the hardest dye to make. So it was always reserved for kings or queens and stuff like that, people of royal heritage, people who had wealth. And then it even says that she had gold and precious stones and pearls into her actual robe or whatever she was wearing. So she's clearly wealthy. I mean, she's clearly of some importance, you know.
And then that's the thing too, though, is that the angel is describing her as someone who's very vile. And
Yeah.
with that, it's just like coming off like that, wearing all of that stuff, you actually seem very inviting. It's very deceptive.
All these nice things.
And that's exactly it right there. I think she looks like that for a purpose.
Right,
Right.
very beautiful. You want to approach this person.
Exactly. That's what I think too. She's got this golden cup in her hand, you know, she's like, look at my beautiful golden cup. Oh, but it's full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. That's a bad cup. Oh man.
I'm sorry. You know what popped into my head.
Oh gosh. So, who do we think this woman is? Is this woman someone? Is she just an interpretation of all the bad women? Or is she someone? Is she actually an actual person?
Since I know what you're doing terribly,
Who is she?
I know we had talked that there is people that are represented as the 7 deadly sins now. And I've only could find the couple that I have shown you. There is a streamer that eats constantly. Like, she has to eat like massive meals like 6 times a day. And she never gains any fat. So the speculation is that she's the embodiment of gluttony. The only one that I could see being a possibility for like lust would be, hate to say it, but Bonnie Blue. The girl that slept with first 100 men and then 1,000. And now trying to do 1,000,000.
Oh, yeah, she's not a good person.
No.
Not really.
And there are other people around the world that represent the different sins, like envy, wrath, pride.
Yeah, I'm sure if we actually like look, we could probably find a good match for each of them.
Sloth,
Greed.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Jeff Bezos. He's
That's a good
the
guess.
most obvious one.
That's a very good guess. Yeah, that's actually insane. But I think I don't think it's necessarily the point of like, who is this woman? Like, what is she? We got to figure it
So,
out.
like, the spiritual embodiment of like lust.
Yeah.
Basically, the devil's concubine.
Yeah.
And who would be the most deserving than the embodiment of lust?
Yep. Not a good person. And let me see if there's anything else about her. The Old Testament prophets use prostitution imagery to describe spiritual unfaithfulness. And you can see those. We won't go through them, but in Ezekiel chapter 16 and Isaiah 23, here it describes a civilization seducing nations through wealth, pleasure, and power. The golden cup is full of poison. And interesting, it says in verse 5, upon her forehead was the name, basically, mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. We've seen this a couple times now with people getting stuff written on their foreheads.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
So everyone can see who they are. Because you can't see it, but they can.
Oh.
Who you're sponsored by.
Oh, that makes sense. Sponsored by the devil.
Sponsored by Dynasty.
Yeah, like we saw that with obviously, so like the people who got the 666 or like the bat, like, they got that on their foreheads, it says, and then I forget what chapter it was, like chapter 15, I think. It says that God's people got God's name written on their foreheads, I believe. Mm-hmm. So now, and then we see here, Mrs. Bonnie got this written on her forehead. So, yeah, I think you're exactly right, though, Mark. That makes a lot of sense.
You see it in Genesis 2 when Cain got his whatever mark on his head.
Did he get one on his head, too?
Oh, yeah, Cain.
Cain did?
The mark of Cain.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely been done before, for sure. Anything else on her before we move on?
It's almost like it's describing almost like a hydra or something. It's 7 heads. I don't know. Just
The beast.
something.
Oh, what do
You cut the head off it and it grows another one or something. I'm just thinking of like a different.
Yeah.
Because if the imagery doesn't even say dragon. So it's not
7 heads.
it's not the dragon.
Scarlet
It's
colored
just a
beast.
different beast.
Having 7
Although
heads.
there is one of the beasts, the one that's behemoth, has 7 heads.
So it could be.
And that one's from the earth, and it's full of earthly treasures. What they're talking about, so.
It could make sense.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if they're zooming back out, then they're saying,
The whole picture all in one.
and not just the, yeah.
Yeah. That. Yeah. Yeah, Behemoth would make a lot of sense then in that case, especially with 7 heads for sure. It doesn't say, of course, but that makes a lot of sense for sure. Yeah, because I was wondering too. I'm like, what is the beast? You know?
Is he an earthly woman, or is this like a manifestation of like, I don't know, like a demon, like a manifestation of all other things? Like, would this be someone born? That's what I'm just trying to figure out.
I don't know either. I don't
Well,
know.
considering a lot of the times the devil tries to use
People.
people
Yeah.
so he can pervert God's plan.
Yeah. That's
So
Right.
using a human woman would be the best course of action for him.
yeah.
That would make sense. People wouldn't necessarily follow someone who's like who they don't know as well.
Like you could, an ungodly beauty from that's obviously unnatural beauty is off-putting, even to people who are like convinced.
Yeah.
But like someone who is an obvious human being, but doing horrible things, it's easy to overlook for human beauty.
That makes sense.
I mean, look at horrible relationships.
Don't get me started. Yeah. Yeah, we do tend to look past a lot of the stuff for sure because we feel like we know them, you know. We actually know the person. They can change. Oh, gosh. All right, we're going to read, if someone would like to read verses 7 through 11, we're actually going to get an explanation from the angel about the beast and the woman. So would someone like to read that?
Sure.
Thank you.
Then the angel said to me, "Why are you astonished? I will explain to you the mystery of the woman and of the beast," she writes, "which has the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast which you saw once was, now is not, and yet will come up out of the abyss and go to its destruction. The inhabitants of the earth, whose names have not been written in the book of life from the creation of the world, will be astonished when they see the beast, because it once was, now is not, and yet will come. This calls for a mind with wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 hills on which the woman sits. There are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen, one is, and the other, one is, the other has not yet come, but when he does come, he must remain for only a little while. The beast who once was and now is not is an 8th king. He belongs to the 7 and is going to his destruction.
Thank you. So, what did you just read there? So we have.
That's it.
7 mountains, 7 kings, and 10 kings is basically what's going on here. But what in the world does that even mean? What does that even mean?
That sounds like she's on top of the 7 nation army.
What's the 7 Nation Army? Isn't that a band? 7 Nation Army.
Last week.
We did.
What?
The army that goes against God is the 7 nation army. It's
See,
a
that's
song,
what I'm thinking.
but it's a reference to Revelations. We've already gone through this.
I feel really stupid right now. I don't remember that.
Also, 7 Nation Army is the name of the song, not the band.
Getting everything wrong tonight. No. Oh.
It makes sense that she would be the one in charge of like directing the armies. Well, not the 7 kingdoms with armies.
Mm.
She has influence on all, I would assume.
Makes sense. And this is like basically she's gathering all the nations together. I mean, this is still like organizing for the final battle, correct? Essentially,
Well, yeah, kind of.
kind of.
Everything's kind of happening all at once, so it's hard to.
True. We don't know exactly where in the timeline we're at. That is true. Let's see in verse 7. Yeah. So the angel says, I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and the beast that carries her. So in verse 8 it says, the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life. And then behold, okay, so what does that mean? I don't even know. Goodness. I'm not thinking.
Okay,
right.
so if we take that and take what I just said about the 7 nations, if they all come out from the abyss, the beast comes out from the abyss. It could be the old incarnations that were destroyed in the past of the kingdoms.
What do you
Like, oh wow.
So sorry.
Was and
Sorry.
is not.
Was
Yeah.
and is not and is and will be.
Right.
So it could be like, say, like the Ottoman Empire,
These
Is
are the
gone.
empires that they're fallen.
and they're coming back.
I'm not here yet.
Right. And that's the thing is that now everything is about to fall again.
That's like take France. France has fallen, was an empire, and now is supposed to come back. Like take every empire on the planet. There really is only a handful of true empires,
Correct.
Yeah.
which means Rome would be one of
Yeah.
them. Persian Empire, Roman Empire, Napoleonic Empire, British Empire, Indian, Siamese.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because those are all different parts of the world too. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah.
Mongolian, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you take the different parts of the world, there's at least one major empire that's happened. And only one.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You have people like talking about how evil those people were that ruled.
Mhm.
So you think.
Yeah. Every time. And Elizabeth just showed me something too. So in verse 9 it says, here's the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. What are the 7 mountains? Well, Rome famously has 7 hills, 7 mountains.
Mhm.
So that would be it then.
Like the more literal definition would be the literal 7 hills of Rome.
The 7
Which
hills of
means
Rome.
it would be the Vatican.
Ooh, that would make a lot of sense.
And
then.
that would be wild if there's a female pope. Which I don't think is possible.
Of what?
I was gonna say Canada even.
But if it's people just stray away from what's right. and just-
Right.
That's
'cause
true.
That's very true.
Because then that's just the thing is that nowadays they're starting to fall into this whole thing of just trend setting or just the next big thing, the next big news.
Which, you know what's possible? And I didn't really think about it until just now. What if one of the things that the Antichrist or whatever the devil, whoever puts in control of everything, what he does is wipes out Islam and makes it so Rome is on top. The Catholic Roman Church, Roman Catholic Church is on top. And then he's using that as the foothold for the rest of the world.
Could be, definitely.
Because, I mean, it would be relatively easy to wipe out Islam. We just don't because we don't do a strong stance against it because Christians don't do that.
Yeah.
Anymore.
No, that's the thing. It's like,
Crusades. That's why I was.
that's different. That's not Christians. They were, but they're not. There's two
In the Crusades,
crusades.
Oh.
they weren't exactly.
It depends on which crusade you're talking about because the crusades, the first crusade was to liberate Rome, Jerusalem from the Muslims.
Yeah.
The second crusade was to release Jerusalem from the Muslims, and the third was to release Rome from the Muslims.
All right.
What you're talking about is not the Crusades; it was the Inquisition. The Inquisition and the Crusades are two different things.
Okay.
The Inquisition was basically, if you don't believe what we believe, you die. And that was there's a whole thing about I forget what his name, Amorth, the exorcist, the guy we saw. There's an exorcist like John Amorth or something like that. I don't remember what his name is, but he discovered that one of the Inquisitions, the last Inquisition, the third Inquisition, I think, was one of the most bloodiest and messed up of them all. And he found out that the Pope at the time was possessed by a demon. And that's why it happened. We have been infiltrated since then, at least. And that's why it's gotten so much worse, because there's all this evil in there from so far back.
Yeah.
And it's such an easy thing to corrupt people if you're not trying to get it out from inside.
To be fair, the latest probe did throw a rave, so like.
I kind of like the new Pope. I
He
think
is
he's all right.
American.
He's
So,
American.
And
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I do like him.
Compared to the last Pope, at
Dude,
least. I mean, my
anything's
gosh.
better than a Nazi Pope.
That was something.
We had the progressive hippie Pope, and then the Nazi Pope, and then the Chicago Pope.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
And you completely lost me.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. All right. Anything else from these 4 verses before we move on? Get back to that for a second.
I also just realized that I didn't fully finish reading verse 6 because it cut off in a weird spot, and I thought it was the start of 7. Verse 7.
Oh, I was confused by that, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. We basically got it. So the 7 kings, we already talked about that, right? 7 kings, different.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that 5 are fallen.
5 are fallen. Yep.
One is present.
One is, and the other is not yet come.
The only empire that's still technically around is the British Empire. The British Empire rules through the banks.
Do they?
Through the banks.
Like everybody?
Yeah.
Really?
Most when British Empire fell, no, even you could say that even if you didn't take the British Empire as an example, the Roman Empire didn't disappear. It became the church.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because the way mine's worded is because it existed once. I lost it. It was one still lives, the last one has not yet come, and then it talks about an 8th king.
Being the beast itself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even he is the 8th. Yeah, the beast is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goes into perdition.
5 have already fallen, one still lives, the last has not yet come.
Says in my notes, most naturally read as a sequence of Roman emperors. The beast is an 8th king who embodies the empire's total rebellion against God.
So a lot of stuff that you see that says with that's like alluding to, that a lot of people interpret, is that Revelation took place right when Jesus died. And that it's still referring Rome as the beast, and Rome as Babylon, Rome as all of it.
Because everyone takes Rome as the big bads.
And they keep interpreting it as
I mean, yeah, obviously.
as the times instead of something that happens in our time or after our time.
Right.
So it's going to reference Rome a lot as the heads of all of these different
Well, obviously in that time frame, yeah. I mean, I'm sure people reading this are just like, oh yeah, it's obviously Rome, you know.
Well, that's the thing is there's more than 7 emperors of Rome.
I don't know them. But certainly probably not just Rome. I mean, it's I think like you said, it's all the empires coming back essentially, right? I mean, it's
Yeah, because
yeah.
Because the only place that has never had an empire technically is us. Because
Not yet.
we are not an empire.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet, no.
Power, yeah.
I don't know when this is gonna happen, so by that time we could be.
Could be. Probably a lot of
I know a lot
Have
of people
changed.
would
Or it's
argue
yet
that
to
we are
come
now.
still.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, it could be something completely different.
It could definitely. I mean, yeah, it's impossible to say. Obviously, we don't know the time frame, so, but I'm sure there's a lot to change still for sure. It'll be interesting to see. All right, and then this will close out chapter 17. This is verses 12 through 18. If someone would like to read that. Thank you.
The 10 horns you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received a kingdom, but who for 1 hour will receive authority as kings along with the beast. They have one purpose and will give their power and authority to the beast. They will wage war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will triumph over them because he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And with him will be his called, chosen, and faithful followers. Then the angel said to me, the waters you saw, where the prostitute sits, are peoples, multitudes, nations, and languages. The beast and the 10 horns you saw will hate the prostitute. They will bring her to ruin and leave her naked. They will eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For God has put it into their hearts to accomplish his purpose by agreeing to hand over to the beast their royal authority, until God's words are fulfilled. The woman you saw is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth.
Okay. So that gave us some more context, I think.
Because if they're using it as a metaphor, using her as a metaphor, and she is the ruler over all the nations, then she is Dubai, because Dubai rules over everything through their money. That's where all of the trillionaires live.
Yeah. So you are correct with that then. Like you were thinking, the woman saw that great city which reigns over the kings of the earth. The great city, I mean, yeah, it's got to be Babylon. It's got to be Dubai then, I would think. Yeah. And then just going back up to verse 12 for a second, I think it's interesting. The 10 horns, the 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So they haven't received their kingdom yet, but they are going to.
Yeah, trillionaires don't need kingdoms. They rule without them.
Right, they have the power right now, but you know, it's always kind of funny then, you know, whenever there are, especially like really, you know, big business owners, you know, they sit there and they're like, you know, this is my empire, my kingdom that I've made when talking about their company. But companies are just concepts.
Yeah.
You know, there's no land truly to show for it. You have workers that can, you know, become a turnover rate. You don't have citizens. So they don't have a kingdom yet, even if they like to call it
They
that.
control everything in the area.
It's kind of crazy because, like, I know Bill Gates, for instance, he's like buying a bunch of land right now.
Oh no, he's not going to be able to anymore because he's on the Epstein list.
Oh boy.
No more.
Oh.
He has a big name on it.
So was Stephen Hawking.
Oh yeah.
The magician.
I'm not sure how that.
Oh yeah.
No. Okay. Stop. That's cut.
We're cutting that. Oh my gosh.
Nobody. Okay.
So yeah. So your point was right. Thank you, Josh. Yeah. these people, these powerful people. So when you think of the Jeff Bezos of the world, you think of who else? I mean, there's a million others, but
Ones you don't know about.
I mean, look at the Rothschild family alone.
oh man,
Yeah.
that's a big one.
What was the other one?
Yeah,
There's the Rothschilds.
there's another family. I know.
I'm blanking on it, but yeah, there's a couple from Britain.
But I think you're exactly right. There's a lot that we don't even know about that you never hear their names, right?
Because I know all the princes of Arabia, they are all trillionaires
Mhm.
because of oil. You got
Rockefellers.
yeah,
yeah.
Rockefellers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You got Indians. There's at least a couple Indian billionaires, trillionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that we don't even know. We don't even really know them. A
And they
lot.
have so much money, and they pay money to keep their names silent.
Yeah,
Out and off the internet.
Mm-hmm.
that's very true. So it's
Avoid the spotlight. Keep your rivers flowing.
yep.
Most of them run their corporations through shell companies, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Those people like that, they've received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings with the beast. So the beast gives them power to do this stuff. It says they have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. They shall make war with the Lamb. What is the Lamb? The Lamb is Jesus. And the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. So that all makes sense.
Yeah, because it does say in 12 that but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. It just says they spend 1 hour with the beast and they have the power of kings. Just imagine how much information you can get in 1 hour.
True.
Future stocks, future business plans, everything.
Oh, they're getting investment advice?
Information.
I thought they were getting like swords and stuff.
Bitcoin.
They're like time travel back to 2000,
Yeah.
2009 and get Bitcoin.
I mean, great information. That's the weapon of the mind. I mean, if you control the information of the world, you control everything. That's stronger than any other weapon.
You're so right.
If you control the information, you control the minds of the masses. That's an old proverb from the early 1900s.
I mean, that's more dangerous than any nuclear bomb.
Oh yeah,
Verse 18.
because you
We
have
did
an
read
entire
it, yeah.
country on your side, you can wipe out another one.
Verse 18, yeah.
And not only that, but then you can just perpetuate lies.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
Propaganda.
matter.
Look at Nazi Germany. That's a prime example of that. All you need is an in, and you got them.
Yep. So it actually, and then in verse 16 it says, the 10 horns which were upon the beast they're basically gonna turn on the prostitute, right? So the prostitute's doing all this stuff and gathering up these kings or whatever, and they turn on her. It says they make her desolate and naked, and will, oh man, eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So
The sacking of Babylon.
sad way to go out for Bonnie Blue, but
Well, that's probably the best way for her to go out.
you think so?
And then, but I mean, before all that too, it was saying like how pretty much everyone gets drunk off of her vileness, and then suddenly they all turn. So they go from getting drunk off of her to then just absolutely turning, right, consuming her, taking everything from her, completely stripping her bare.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing left.
It's just the perfect metaphor for what sin does. It always looks so good at first. It always looks like that. It's like, and the prostitute's a great example, but it could be a lot of things in our lives that just look so good, and then what happens? It always ends up turning and turning into something terrible and dark, It's just crazy. Verse 17, for God hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of God shall be fulfilled. So God is giving the kingdom unto the beast. What is that?
What?
What does verse 17 say for you?
For God has put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom to the beast. Oh, he had hardened their heart against him to the point where they give willingly their kingdoms to the beast.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes more sense.
He did what he did to Pharaoh.
Okay. That makes more sense. And then verse 18, like you already mentioned, the woman saw over the great city which reigns over the kings of the earth, which we establish. Babylon, Dubai, whatever you want to say. So that's chapter 17. Quite depressing. I mean, we've read worse at this point. It's not that bad, right?
Oh, this is not the depressing part.
Oh gosh.
I did like, though, a lot of that symbolism, just imagery there, though, right there at the end. It's talking about these great kings, this beast, all of this fierceness, waging war against the Lamb, something that is gentle, soft, smaller, but that still triumphing. It's like, no matter what, you can be as nasty and as vile as possible, but still, something good is going to come over that.
That's very true. I feel like the enemy always does a great job of like looking so big and scary, right? And then it's like, who do you follow? Oh, we follow this, a lamb. It's like, but it's the Lamb of God.
Right.
I mean, it's not just
staying true to ourselves, or at least trying to stray from the nastiness, trying to stay pure, to strive and to desire that.
right.
Do you want to know a really kind of weird analogy for the Lamb of God?
Sure.
To us, the Lamb of God is a cute little lamb. Like a little kawaii lamb. Yeah. But to its enemies, it's a big, hulking, jacked lamb. Hulking muscles, flexing all the time, ready to fight and beat the shit out of it.
Pokemon?
Yeah, just like Machoke or Machamp.
Like,
You didn't make me
Like evolved, man. That's crazy.
muscular lamb Pokemon.
Lamb with fists.
Where you going?
Like, I feel like it's like an old chihuahua up against like a Great Dane.
Oh my gosh.
You don't have that chips.
Yo, that lamb is yoked. That's crazy.
I mean, just imagine Jesus comes back. He's jacked. He tears off the sleeves.
If Jesus ever went into a gym,
He's a carpenter, right?
he would.
Oh yeah,
So,
no.
I mean, he was.
Jesus walks into Planet
wooden
Fitness.
beams or something, at least.
He closes down at Planet Fitness.
Like, bro.
Jesus spot me.
He had to have some type of physical fitness.
Come on, the big old lips.
Just unstoppable. Oh man. Jesus would just embarrass us all. He's like, that's all you can do?
it's got, like,
No,
tough
even better. It's like,
pieces
no,
of
I
it.
can't. I can't.
Peter,
Peter, will you show them how? Peter walks out. He's even more jacked than
Dude, Peter's jacked. They need to have like all the apostles walk out and it's like,
Yeah.
Jesus. And then you just have dainty little Judas.
But I mean, I do like, though, how kind of like you were putting it there, because I mean, also, if you think about it, if you ever catch yourself in a bad neighborhood, and if you have friends with you that are absolutely massive, I mean, you're not going to be scared of them. Those are your friends. You know what side you're on with them, and then anyone else is just not going to mess with you guys.
Yeah.
You
They're
know,
going to
it's
be more
weird.
terrified of you than they are.
Right. So just, we see this lamb, as like this soft, gentle thing, whereas demons and beasts are absolutely quaking in fear.
They know the power. They know the true power. Exactly. And I think a lot of times we forget that. Like we forget Jesus was yoked. Like
He was a mason, stonemason at some point too.
yeah.
They do a lot.
Man's got some gains on him.
Like all of his apostles were tradesmen, except a couple.
Tradesman, yeah. Fisherman, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
was it
Except for
a
Matthew.
couple? Matthew wasn't.
Yeah.
Nathaniel wasn't. Thomas wasn't.
Yeah.
Some of them, like half of them, were on the weaker side, but they were still fit
Yeah.
because of the time. But like half of them were tradesmen, and they had to have been jacked. Like I always make fun of the Chosen with Matt when I watch it with Maddie, just how jacked Peter is.
He walks like a gym bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
And I'm like, it's like
Right.
this is the most biblically accurate Peter I've ever seen. Like if he was a fisherman, hell yeah, he'd be just like, I need to pull up this.
Oh my
Or
god.
especially if you have to cast nets by hand.
Oh yeah,
And make that stuff too.
It's
Like,
true.
there's no like factories that can
Right.
all your stuff.
That's very true. Yeah.
hundreds of pounds of fish.
Yeah.
Be overweight back then. Unless you were literally living a life.
Lore accurate Peter. That's pretty good.
The lore.
I don't know. All right. Chapter 18. So we'll move on to chapter 18. Chapter 18 is all about the fall. What fall? The fall of Babylon / Dubai. So we're going to read about that. There's an announcement. There's heaven rejoicing. There's a big millstone. We're going to read about that. What's going on with this millstone? I don't even know. But to start us off, we're going to read about the angel's announcement. So if someone would like to read the first 8 verses of Revelation 18.
All right, I'll do it. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I have heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, and ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto the heaven, and God has remembered her iniquities. Reward her even if she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, in the cup which she has filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her.
All right, thank you. So the angel comes down from heaven, and he's basically just announcing the death of Babylon, the end, the destruction of Babylon. He's saying how all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have done the same, and her sins have reached unto heaven. And because of those sins, Babylon is no more.
Because it does also say, what was it? Oh, where was it? All the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornications, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of earth have waxed rich through the earth, through their abundance of her delicacies.
So, okay.
So
What would that mean exactly? Just
everything goes through Dubai. So do you know what's happening in the video game world right now?
no.
The Middle East is actually, there's a company called the Savvy Company or something like that that is based out of the Middle East. They're trying to buy up all the major video game companies so they have the majority. So they are in control of it.
Interesting.
They tried to buy Embracer Group, which was one of the biggest at the time. That went through. That fell away. Like something happened at the last moment. They're trying to buy EA right now.
Really?
Yes. They're trying to get all of their catalog.
Serious.
I think that's the most recent right now. And EA is massive. They own tons of properties.
That's a huge license
Yeah, because that's all
or property. Yeah.
EA is. Oh, I can't even think of all the stuff they have.
I mean, obviously sports games, and then, but they make regular games too. A lot of regular. I mean, just
BioWare,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Jeez. That's insane. But I think you're exactly right, because this kind of follows of like, we had talked about in previous weeks how they were trying to control how people, like they were trying to control the merchants, how people bought and sold things, and everything had to go through a certain way. And if you didn't have the mark of the beast, you weren't allowed to do any of this. So it makes sense that everything is controlled.
Yeah, they would try to at least, because the way it's saying, it's like it's not. They don't have control over everything. Because it's indicating to an extent that there are people that are not following the number of the beast, the way of the new world order.
Yeah.
There's going to be people that are like followers of Christ that it's not just resisting because they're doing it out of the love for God. They're doing it because it's like, no, I don't give a shit what you want. I'm American. I don't care.
This also talks
I'm
about
American. Oh yeah. Oh, so Isaiah chapter 47 talks about the fall of Babylon as well. Take millstones and grind flour, take off your veil. I will take vengeance and I will spare no one, says the Lord. So that's pretty direct, I would say.
She has become a dwelling for demons. They dwell, but it's my version here says a haunt for every unclean spirit, a haunt for every unclean bird.
Yeah.
So there's demons that dwell, and then there's unclean spirits, but it's a haunt. So it's this husk, this shell, this prison, this former glory thing for those that are just unclean, not necessarily demonic. Those that are just, I don't know if that's saying, like those that were very misguided just happen to be there. This also sounds like it's really talking about just about any type of megatropolis on Earth. It's just,
I can apply to it.
right, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a dwelling for demons. There's so much sin, no matter what big city you go to. I mean, Dubai obviously is going to have a lot of it. And, we're not going to see that, especially through social media. We're always going to see the grand, luxuries and things like that. But I mean, just imagine, because I mean, even if it is the richest place on earth, imagine just the status inequality over there. I mean, you're going to have prostitution, especially, and I mean, that's just about any big city. Chicago, New York, Las Vegas,
That's
Dubai.
where my man went to immediately.
Paris.
Yeah.
Lots of homeless people.
Oh,
Right.
definitely, yeah.
Well, because like the slums of Dubai is massive.
Exactly, and it's going to be.
Yeah.
Caste system.
I mean,
You're either in the city of Dubai and you're rich, or you're out in the desert and you're poor.
It's very
Right.
sliced in half.
Yeah.
and I mean, if you're rich and you're in the city center, I mean, you have probably a penthouse that you visit maybe once a month, if that. You know, you've got other places to be too.
Yeah.
It's you know, overconsumption. It's luxury.
It reminds me to see like really big, pretty tall skyscrapers, but when you look on the ground, people are sitting there shooting up and like
Oh,
passed
yeah.
out, like laying on a dirty mattress. It's
Right.
That's so sad.
You know,
Like the few times I've been to Chicago, it's just like you're walking the streets and it's like, oh man, look at this, you know, beautiful buildings, and then there's just
Beautiful, you know, structures of glass.
yeah,
You
all
know,
that inequality happens.
there's just homeless people everywhere. I mean, it's unreal.
for all the nations drunk the wine of her sexual immorality, which brings wrath. I mean, that's just another thing too. You know, just everybody's just seeking that sensory experience, especially when you go to these huge cities.
Gambling, drinking.
You know, right? Gambling. You
Yeah.
know, just money. You know, let's go to a club, music, lights.
Yeah,
You know, just
anything,
expenditure.
anything and everything.
I have a Catholic Bible, and in verse 2, mine adds a little bit towards the end, where it says she is a cage for every unclean spirit, cage for every unclean bird, but there's more to it. A cage for every unclean and disgusting beast.
We've got
So it's
something
more
like
than
that,
just,
too.
and down at the bottom it says, for that verse, 18:2, many Greek manuscripts and versions omit a cage for every unclean beast.
Why is that?
And it says unclean and detestable animal. For every unclean and detestable animal.
Yeah,
So-
animal is another word in the Bible that's used for beast.
Right. Yeah.
There is only one time that's actually mentioned, and that is actually before the flood.
With the unclean
Yeah.
animals.
Unclean and detestable animals or beasts is only mentioned before the flood.
Interesting. Yeah, because I was wondering why my version says cage of every unclean and hateful bird. I'm like, why are they talking about birds? Like what? So
That is-
yeah. I'm like, what's up with the birds?
Right, and then that's the thing.
Oh,
Why
right.
are birds separated from just regular beasts? I mean, if this is just, you know, talking about animals at
Yeah.
this point.
Fly.
FBI.
Yeah. So Jeremiah chapter 51, starting in verse 41, talks about the fall of Babylon as well. Some good reading as well. Yeah, I'll have to check that out later, but interesting. Yeah, it's always interesting to me when it's like later versions, this got taken out. It's like, why? Why did that get taken out?
Because people don't want to listen.
Yeah, right. That's what I think, right? I'm like, it seems like it should be in there, you know?
Bird have anything
Go to
do with-
Genesis 6,
Oh, you're good. You're good.
verse 5, and read.
Genesis 6 verse says 6 verse 5.
Mhm.
And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Read until 9.
Oh. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God.
So he has said about wiping them out before.
Yeah.
Because pretty much chapter 4 talks about the spread of sin
yeah, this was, yeah, God was ready to wipe everything out.
Unclean birds be like vultures or crows or things that eat like dead stuff.
I would
Just
assume.
like when you think
Maybe, but
I mean,
they all have a
See, like
purpose.
doves and stuff that are like for like.
I was just thinking if
Yeah.
there was like
offerings.
sickness or horrible things like I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Because
Things of carrion.
I don't know.
I guess-
Birds are gross.
Yeah, birds can carry a lot of
Yeah.
disease. I mean, I know that.
That's the only thing I can think
It's
of,
just-
like, getting disease from like
well, because I know more people are finding evidence that there are relative obscure fringe evidence that there are creatures that have survived the flood in some of the obscure places of the planet. So it could be those that he's talking about that are being released during this time.
I don't know. But regardless, Babylon is destroyed. Yeah, anything else in those verses? I'm just trying to go through real quick. I'm out of her. Since it reached heaven, water. Interesting in verse 6. Reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. So what did we just read about in chapter 17? The golden cup that she had.
Right.
Right.
Full of vileness and immorality.
Vileness and immorality. And now here,
It's telling God saying, fill it to the brim and then fill it double.
yeah. Yeah. You're getting double judgment, essentially, which is just crazy.
Like, oh, you're gonna sin. You're gonna do all these horrible things. Okay.
You see about that?
As much as
double
she
that.
glorified herself and lived luxuriously, give her that much torment and grief.
Yeah. So that's pretty bad, I'd say.
It's like, well, if you're willing to do it the first time, do it again.
Right.
do it again.
So then, yeah, pretty much then all of this time that just living in that moment and just living it up and living lavishly, all of that is going to, in the end, still cost something, and it's going to cost something greater.
Yeah.
Something that is twice as bad as what it was good when it was around.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it right there. For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. So yeah, moral of the story. Pretty much the moral of Revelation. Don't mess with God. Because he yoked. So, yeah.
And he's made of stone.
And he's... Yeah.
Jasper stone.
Yeah, true.
I forgot that was in the beginning.
How could I ever forget?
Yeah.
That was like way back. All right, this next page here, I didn't know how to split this up right. It's a long section, but it's all talking about the same thing. So would anyone like to read that? It's verses 9 through 20.
I can tackle it.
Thank you.
The king of the earth who have committed sexual immorality, or the kings of the earth who have committed sexual immorality and lived luxuriously with her, will weep and mourn over her when they see the smoke of her burning. They will stand far off in fear of her torment, saying, Woe, woe the great city, Babylon, the mighty city, for in a single hour your judgment has come. The merchants of the earth will also weep and mourn over her, because no one buys their merchandise any longer. Merchandise of gold, silver, precious stones and pearls, fine fabrics of linen, purple silk and scarlet, all kinds of fragrant wood products, objects of ivory, objects of expensive wood, brass, iron, and marble, cinnamon, spice, incense, myrrh, and frankincense, wine, olive oil, fine wheat flour and grain, cattle and sheep, horses and carriages, and slaves and human lives. The fruit you craved has left you. All your splendid and glamorous things are gone. They will never find them again. The merchants of these things who became rich from her will stand far off in fear of her torment, weeping and mourning, saying, Woe, woe, the great city, dressed in the fine linen, purple and scarlet, adorned with gold, precious stones and pearls, for in a single hour such fabulous wealth was destroyed. And every shipmaster, seafarer, the sailors, and all who do business by sea stood far as they watched the smoke from her burning, and kept crying out, Who is like the great city? They threw dust on their heads and kept crying out, weeping and mourning, Woe, woe, the great city, where all those who have ships on the sea become rich from her wealth, for in a single hour she was destroyed. Rejoice over her, heaven, and you saints, apostles, and prophets, because God has executed your judgment on her.
Thank you so much. So, first of all, going back to verse 9, I think it's so fascinating. It's like the kings of the earth that we were just talking about who have committed fornication with Babylon. They're just watching from a distance, right? And they're saying they're sad for Babylon when they see the smoke of her burning, because they're like, oh man, this is everything we had. Like, this was all our possessions, or
Right, what are we going to do now?
like, oh no.
I mean, if you know what's crazy is the easiest way to destroy Babylon isn't by burning her down now.
What would it be?
A nuke.
It makes me think of that, like they're standing far off.
And all that they see is this giant burning mushroom cloud in the distance.
Because if you nuke Dubai, every other prince in that region is gonna be afraid that they're next.
They lose everything that made them so powerful.
Mhm.
So what it was just money, not an
Yeah,
actual empire.
It's an interesting point too. Yeah. Like, I never even thought of that before, but like, we're probably definitely going to see another nuke again
Oh yeah.
at the end of the world. I mean, like,
Iran's ready to nuke us.
yeah.
Well, not us, but
I know we're always like living under fear, like, oh man, someone can nuke, like there could be, but like it's actually going to happen
Mhm.
at the end of the world.
oh yeah.
We have
I mean, and it doesn't
Yeah.
matter once one pops off, that's not going to be it.
No.
I mean, everybody's going to retaliate. It's going to
it's
be.
gonna be the first one's gonna go. Everyone's gonna be like, wait, who just sent that? Who sent it?
We're
Right.
gonna find the other person who sent it.
But I mean, even if interceptions catch it, even like something like our NORAD system, if it were to come for us, catches it, I mean, it's going to be instant retaliation.
No,
Oh, yeah.
not
Sounds like a
necessarily.
domino effect.
Because North Korea does it every once in a while. They do tests, and it it was a couple years ago. They sent one towards America, and it
Oh,
stopped
yeah.
halfway through. I was like, if that was the case, then we would have nuked them by now.
True.
Unless
It's more of a what is your intent by it? If you intend to actually kill
If
us,
they know.
then we will nuke you.
Yeah.
It's going to be someone like Iran that does something stupid and wipes us out.
Yeah. That's very interesting, though. It could very well be a nuke, then. I mean, yeah, it's somehow I never even considered that before, like, happening.
Because I mean, what would be a nuclear explosion seen by John? Fire and clouds.
You're right. I mean, he had never seen a nuke before.
He doesn't know what a mushroom looks like.
Fire,
Right.
smoke, blinding light.
Yeah.
complete
Yeah, that makes
destruction,
sense.
and then the fact that they have to stand very far off.
Right. I mean,
Right.
just the heat of it all.
Radiation.
I think that's the key,
Burning.
right? They're standing far off. Like, they're not in there. They can't be in there. Like,
Well,
they.
everything could be a far off because everything can be seen on the internet.
Right.
Well, true. Yeah.
For in a single hour your judgment has come. And I mean, that's like another thing too. Yeah, there's going to be like the initial, if we're talking about nukes, there's of course the initial blast that destroys a pretty good big radius. But I mean, within an hour though, I mean,
The
fallout
surroundings.
in any of the parts that didn't get vaporized, is just gonna instantly start to become uninhabitable. Decay, disease, things like that. I mean, anybody within those areas are gonna have black fingernails, skin falling off.
It is a very terrible thing.
And we'll also say about Dubai. Dubai is in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
You wouldn't have to worry about it. You send a nuke to Dubai, everything in that area is gone. There is no worry about fallout because the only thing you have to worry about is the Arabian Sea right there.
A crater of glass and cobalt.
Crazy.
Man, it was like Fallout, end of the world.
They wouldn't
Fallout
have-
Revelation here. It's crazy.
They don't know what that is, so like, how would they describe that?
Yeah, I think that's
'Cause
exactly
there
right.
really wasn't there. From what I can tell, there really wasn't mushrooms in the Middle East in that area,
Yeah, it's
so they wouldn't know that
Yeah.
reference
Way too dry,
in its moist, temperate areas.
moist, dark.
Yeah. That's interesting stuff. Verses 11 through 17, they basically talk about the merchandise, the merchants. Of course, they're sad,
I like how on mine
You should.
it has like a little footnote that says, ironically, the merchants wept not so much for Babylon, but for their lost markets.
Yeah,
Right, business is dead.
It
No.
was just like, ironically, they're actually sad for their stores.
Huh, who would have thought? So weird, right? Everything they had. I mean, yeah, cinnamons and
Everything that people
Frankincense.
seek,
For Dubai chocolate.
it's just
cool.
It's
Oh.
so gross looking. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be.
the way it's made is weird too.
It just looks green and fancy. I was like,
We'd be fine without that. We could nuke Dubai chocolate. That sounds good.
just like a urinal.
Yeah, just everything. And the merchants, it says in verse 15, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand far off for the fear of her torment. And they're weeping and wailing. Oh, poor me.
What does
Oh.
your money do when there's nothing to back it? It's just, there's nothing now. You have no.
They have nothing.
And it
All
also-
of their status is gone.
plus also just all of those items listed. It sounded weird how like the list of items just kept going and going and going. But
Yeah.
it is also kind of interesting just to think that these are things that people would value so much back then, to where they were willing to steal. They found just so much importance in it. They were like, I need this kind of thing, and it's gone in an hour, all of it.
Yeah, in an hour.
Even now, too,
crazy.
all of this stuff really can be related to certain things that we have nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff is still valuable. I know it's obviously we're
For different reasons.
Exactly, you're right. Yeah, for different reasons, for sure. But yeah, it's for in 1 hour. Yeah, and it's just crazy to think it's like they had all that, and then 1 hour, it's just all gone. I mean, that's-
So whatever it was had to be.
That's so wild.
Sick.
Oh yeah, it's a great verse from Matthew 6. Don't store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. I mean, that's exactly it. We tend to have, a lot of possessions. We're fortunate, and but it can all be taken away in a moment. So, and same thing with these people here. 1 hour. You're gonna see Jeff Bezos in tears.
God, I wish.
That'd be great.
I'm waiting for the day. I'm so tired of this smug little fucking group.
Yeah.
It's written that everyone with those shared mentalities, just the absolute pride and greed, it will come upon them. They will get theirs.
Exactly right.
Yeah, we need to. What was it? Ocean Gate 2027.
Oh yeah, people were like,
Toss them down there.
Wait, what?
Send all the billionaires and trillionaires into ocean to go to the Mariana Trench.
Like an Xbox controller or something.
No Logitech.
They did. Yeah.
Just make sure
This is
you
gonna
take
work.
that one little screw out.
Mind-blowing.
That's so crazy. Yeah, so that's that. I think we got that down the way pretty much. Let's read the last couple of verses. Let's do it. Verses 21 through 24, please. Who'd like to read that?
I can,
Thank you.
or I'll try. You said 20?
21.
Okay, 21. Then a mighty angel picked up a boulder the size of a large millstone and threw it into the sea, and said, with such violence that the great city of Babylon will be thrown down, never to be found again. The music of the harpists and musicianists, flute players and trumpeters. We never be heard in you again. No workman of any trade will ever be found in you again. The sound of a millstone will never be heard in you again. The light of a lamp will never shine in you again. The voice of bridegroom and bride will never be heard in you again. Your merchants were the world's great men. By your magic spell, and all the nations were led astray. In her was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints, and all who have been killed on the earth.
Thank you. So this is talking about a mighty angel who has this millstone and throws it down. And what's going on with that exactly?
Sounds like just the absolute thought or spirit or concept of just something like this. You know, a great city like this will sink to the abyss.
Wasn't there, I don't know what it was from, but like Jesus was talking about kids and stuff, about how like if you harm one of them, that it's better for a millstone to be hung around your neck.
Ooh, there is something.
And
You're
a
right.
millstone, if you look at what it is, it's a massive, massive thing. So it's like sink. You were just go away.
It's supposed to be massive because you're supposed to pretty much be
I
able to
forgot where it's
put
from.
grain under this and it turns,
Yeah, when I
turning
saw
that
it, it's like,
into
I
a
was
fine
like, wow,
powder.
Put that around someone's neck.
Yep.
Ooh.
Matthew 18, verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. So you're exactly right. Yeah.
I mean, it's a weight that's going to just carry you down
Yeah.
to the abyss.
People that abuse kids and stuff. It's just,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's. Phew.
Luke 17.
The analogy of the millstone could also be the bomb,
Exactly right. Yeah.
because he's throwing it from heaven. That would basically be a nuclear bomb
really heavy
being
too.
thrown.
Right.
Even if it was launched, it would look like it was coming from heaven and was dropping onto the city. And a millstone is massive. It's like the size of this room, if not bigger.
Really?
Yeah. And if it came from heaven, because there was a 5,000-pound bomb dropped on Iran or some shit recently.
What?
That's something like that.
It's
Really?
the size of a large millstone. So it's
Right.
not
I was about to say,
it's
mine
just-
says the mighty angel picked up a stone like a large millstone
Yeah.
and threw it into the sea. So, I mean,
If
could
you
this-
didn't know what a bomb looked like.
right.
It
But
would just
could
look
this
like a
also
big
be
rock.
just like the cosmic or heavenly equivalent and be like a meteorite?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if a large meteorite, large enough anyway, actually impacted,
That's so crazy.
you know, Earth,
That's
it's
a
going to
small-
still cause an explosion.
No, that's what it looks like.
Which is also like something like what was seen in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, absolute heavenly fire, like meteorites just raining down,
Yeah.
causing explosions. And I mean, meteorites too can also carry fissile material. So So I mean, it could be like, in a way, just a cosmic or heavenly nuke.
It very well could be. Yeah, I would agree
I mean,
for sure.
think what the comet that hit the Earth to destroy the dinosaurs was the equivalent of 500 nuclear bombs.
Oh,
Speaking of dinosaurs, I got a question.
yeah.
If chickens are related to dinosaurs by their
Why do they taste so good?
no.
Dinosaurs.
So if in the Bible it's calling birds like the fowl of the sky or what have you,
Dinosaurs
and
coming back.
we were just talking about
I think so.
the
Yeah.
the not good birds. Would the not good birds be maybe dinosaurs?
It could be
Like around
pterosaurs that we keep finding evidence of. It wouldn't surprise me.
To just come out of the earth.
That'd be crazy.
See a T-Rex.
Because weren't you just mentioning, Mark? Was it last week or a couple weeks ago? Like they're finding evidence. Like recently, they're finding a lot of evidence of fossils and
Mm-hmm.
and all sorts of stuff like that indicate. I mean, it's not. I mean,
They were here earlier.
yeah.
I mean, here,
I mean,
who's also not to say though, because like if this is like all happening in this time, you know, what if they're just doing abominations
Bring
against
dinosaurs
God?
back,
You know, right? I mean, utilizing because I mean, throughout the Bible, it talks about people who utilize black magic as a blasphemy against God.
Transhumanism.
Right,
Yeah.
just this transhumanist idea of bringing, you know, creatures that just don't belong here onto this earth. I mean, could those be the unclean birds and
I mean, we
foul
are bringing
beasts?
back. We're bringing back dodos and we're bringing back mammoths.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So I mean, is that not
and
going to
so-
call revelations upon us?
What?
These
What?
unclean beasts.
Put a mammoth like a surrogate
Surrogates.
into an elephant or something like that.
Really?
I don't know how they did it.
really.
It's really weird and strange.
Yeah, the mammoth was. They found that if you splice the DNA with I think it's the Eurasian
Yes.
elephant, it is the closest living relative to the mammoth.
We have so many movies.
And they're
where we
giving
should do
birth to it. It should be giving birth soon or has. And they're trying to bring back mammoths to
Yeah.
reforest Siberia.
this. And that's playing God, really. I mean, you're really not supposed to bring back animals.
Well, the Bible specifically says, especially in the Old Testament, like don't intermingle with different species or something. I don't remember what verse it is.
Right.
Oh, we've been crossbreeding. We have the
Crossbreeding.
dog boy and the goat kid, and we have all kinds of crossbreed.
Domesticating animals is one thing, but in order to doing things like this where you're messing with their DNA. and-
Because we've already cloned
Yeah.
several things. We've cloned humans.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
Gravity is not my friend, okay? I was trying to put it away quietly. I got all the pictures.
No, I mean, I have one of those too, but not that big.
I think it's
Put the
like,
two of them together.
I don't remember.
That thing's so
how
much
many
fun.
it is. I'm missing one. I just made that big line and it's got one missing.
How do you know that?
Because it forms a square, a perfect square, so it's gotta be an even number.
Oh no.
It's so stupid.
It's missing one. Oh man.
Oh yeah, the direwolf.
Yes, the
That
direwolf.
just
Well, the
Finally
direwolf.
seen-
That's in Game of Thrones.
Didn't they say that?
And the liger.
Is he coming back?
No, the direwolf is an extinct version of the timberwolf.
It's massive.
Because the timberwolf is the closest living relative to it right now. Because timberwolves they're like the moose of the wolves. They're massive.
Okay.
But direwolves were the bigger versions of those.
Really?
They were massive. They were as tall as this building.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they were massive. Or
What?
this room.
Like what?
I'm glad I missed that. But apparently, one of the lead scientists for the mammoth thing, one of the quotes that she says, "I think we have an opportunity to undo some of the sins of the past."
I don't know about
Sounds like recreating
Well,
them more
that.
so.
Well, yes, but the
It's
reason they're
unethical
saying
not to do this
is
It's
they're trying to
immoral.
undo the human interactions that wiped them out.
Right.
Like the
Okay.
Galapagos, not the Galapagos, but the actually yes, the Galapagos turtle. Like,
Remake them.
they ate them all.
Make them kind of re-evolve back if you want them here.
Yes.
The evolution takes too long.
We should.
We wiped out things before they should have been wiped out. Like
This is
the mammoth, not necessarily.
I was about to say
Like
because
the,
like in the terms of like a mammoth,
Was
it's
it
like
the
They argue it because moose are technically the last of the megafauna.
yes?
What?
Megafauna?
The big animals of Earth.
Yeah.
They all used to be
Oh.
that big. Because people forget that moose are actually the size of school buses. They're
One with your car and you're done.
yeah. They don't even flinch.
Well, that's that. Any other thoughts on that?
I think if somebody raised one, it'd be domesticated.
You want one as a pet, don't you?
No. Like, if it's the size of a school bus, and there's no school buses in the area.
Yes, you can ride a moose.
No, I'm just
Ooh,
thinking
could
if
you?
It's a town of 20 people, you know, and there's no buses in the schools.
Everyone
Like,
get on the
10
moose.
miles away. Yeah, we ride a moose.
I mean, they do that with elephants.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
here.
I think that's it. Any other thoughts, guys?
I got many thoughts.
nature
No,
alone.
not for me.
Yeah, no.
My brain is too up.
No.
Like,
Right.
if nature wants to do it, nature wants to do
Yeah.
it, but don't force it.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is we're trying to fix what we did, not necessarily what nature did. Well, some of it was nature did. We shouldn't. It's a matter of
right. I mean,
just because you can
I
doesn't mean
mean,
you
like,
should.
with,
right.
like,
There comes
breeds
a
of dogs,
point to where
like,
it's just like, okay, well,
dogs
what's it
go
going to
down,
cost? Is it going to cost us
nature
quite
doesn't
literally
force.
playing God?
don't force.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's like, you know, if there's things that we can do to where we can just back off and kind of let things heal and breathe.
We're trying to circumvent natural selection. That's the problem. Because we've already done it with medicine. People that should have died decades ago are still alive and ruining things, making it worse.
Those darn old people.
I'm not talking about old people.
The boomers. No, kidding. I'm gonna have to bring the Gen Z Bible on our Easter.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of the Gen Z Bible?
Oh, gosh.
Listen,
I was showing Pastor Tim last year, and he's like, "Ooh, I gotta get me one of these."
Oh my
He's
gosh.
like, "You're gonna read it in church on one of these Sundays."
He doesn't even know any of that. He doesn't know any.
He will lose his entire congregation that way.
Oh, easily.
I'm like, you can read it for yourself. But I don't know.
I would stand up and be like, stop it. For the love of God, stop it.
It's like the
Stop it.
floor of the top.
Get some help. No, for real. We would pretty much dissolve as a church immediately.
Info.
Yeah. Any prayer requests, guys?
Healing.
Healing, yeah.
For
Mental
Colin's
health.
ribs and my eyeball.
Your eyeball?
Oh, yeah, the
I cut
eyeball,
my eye
yeah.
at work the other day.
Wait, was it paper cut?
No, so when you unscrew cabinet hinges, the fibers kind of come out, and somebody had stripped the screw, so fibers of the cabinet and the screw got into my eye, and I got cut in my eye. They had to put the dye in there, and laser in my eye, you know.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's a lot better. It takes like less than a week to heal, but yeah, it still feels like there's sand in my eye, you know.
I got a paper cut in my eyeball once.
How'd you do that?
No fucking clue.
That's
Bible closely.
wow.
No, that was.
You're like,
If I was reading the Bible at work, I'd be probably fired.
Anybody else?
Gotta figure out my car situation.
Yeah.
Well,
what happened to your car?
I got in a car accident yesterday. On the way home from work.
Oh my god.
Someone cut me off on Highway 30.
I got a prayer request for somebody at work. I don't know a single thing that she hasn't gone through in the past, honestly, the last weekend.
Gee, just in the last weekend?
Yeah, she's.
That's tame. It's been going on for about a year now.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
But she's going to court. Her daughter is gonna be going. One daughter is going to a speech therapist, and the other one is going to counseling.
Okay. Jeez.
And she's going through a lot.
So I have one.
Yeah.
My grandma on my dad's side, her daughter, my aunt, just passed away this last year at 36 years old from a heart attack. And she's just been really, really down to the point where she just won't leave the house. She's letting herself go. And I just pray for her to feel better and be able to accept this because she's not very religious.
Yeah.
Doesn't really know Jesus that well, so that's all I have to say.
Absolutely, yeah. Perfect. I want to mention to you guys, I don't know if who all knows this. I know you do, but my grandpa actually passed away on Monday. So we're actually, me and my mom and my sister are going to Wisconsin tomorrow. We're driving up there for the funeral. My dad's already up there, actually. So it was tough, you know.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. Yeah, he, he was 85, I want to say, something like that. So it was his time, and I mean, he had been an oxygen tank for the last 2 years, so we kind of knew it was coming to that, you know.
That's still tough. I'm sure Tim's struggling.
He is, yeah. He came into my room on Monday, and he's just like tears in his eyes. He's like, "I just lost my dad." I was like, "Oh man, that's terrible." And so we just prayers for that.
Yeah.
And my grandma, we don't know what we're gonna do with her. She's in this house by herself now, and it's we just don't know what we're gonna do. So she doesn't want to leave. So
Makes sense.
yeah.
Make your sister move there.
I
It's like
think
you're
that's
quitting college. You're going to spend the rest of your life with your grandma right now.
I think that's very fair. I mean, yeah, she could do that. Oh man. Thank you guys. All right. Anyone else? I think we're good. Okay. Let's pray and get out of here. Dear God, thank you so much for today and for just another great discussion tonight. I personally got to learn a lot from the night, so I appreciate that. And just for everybody for filling in and speaking their mind and just learning together, really. It's been such a beautiful thing. And thank you for this study and for this time that we've had. Thank you for everyone that's here. And just pray for everything that's going on in our lives, in our friends' lives, in our families' lives. I know there's some difficult stuff going on, you know, so there's a lot to pray for, obviously. There's a lot of hurt and just tragedy in the world. And we just need you, God. We just need you to help us right now. So just continue to be with us as you always are, and give us peace, give us strength, give us courage. Give us the ability to just make it through every single day. And I just thank you for everyone in this room, God, and pray for the rest of their weeks. And I want to pray for my dad and my grandma right now, that you'll just be over them. Just give them peace and comfort right now, God. Let them know that you're with them. We thank you for today. We pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, you guys. That's it.